welcome back to Homestead Corner. I'm Ginny, and today I've got a $35 budget prepper pantry stock up from the Dollar Tree. So today I was able to run into Dollar Tree and they got some of the stuff that I really love back in stock. So I was able to grab those and I'm super excited. We want to make sure our pantries are full to the brim as much as possible during these crazy times. We just don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next, but we need to be prepared when something does happen. So let's jump in and see what we got. So the first thing I grabbed were these 24 cup storage containers. I absolutely love these for organization in my pantry. I think they are so good for so many different things. All those little things you've got flying around in the pantry, this is perfect to keep them organized. We have one for like razors and one for toothbrushes and one for first aid stuff, just all random things, the cupcake liners, all kinds of things like that. They work so good and they're clear and you can fit quite a lot in these. These are the 24 cups. They also come in a 14 cup, which is just a little bit shorter, but the same size. So they stack really nicely on top of each other. I love these for $1.25. I think this is one of my favorite storage pieces from the Dollar Tree. So I always grab these when I see them and they had a nice big stack in today. So I snapped up a couple of them just to make sure we have plenty in the pantry. I want to make sure keeping it organized is the best thing you can do. That way, if you can't find it, you might as well not have it. So making sure it's organized is really important with your preparedness items. The next thing I grabbed was just a box of tissues. It's that time of year. I know here in Maine, even when you're not sick, going in and out of a nice warm house, cold outside, warm house, cold, in and out in the stores and stuff, you get these crazy runny noses and stuff, and we like to make sure we have plenty of these on hand. And in an emergency, this can be toilet paper as well. It can be fire starter. It has many, many uses. Great to have on hand. So I just want to make sure we're full. I opened a box this week, so I want to make sure I put another one right back in its place. The next thing I grabbed were these Reynolds Wrap foil sheets. I really like these. You guys have mentioned them quite a while ago in the comments, and they are super handy. I don't normally buy foil sheets. I normally just buy big rolls, but these are handy. They're all cut. You can just grab one, and great for foil packet meals, cover things over, whatever you need to do. Super handy to have, and you get like 25 sheets in here, so that's not too bad. And they have the name brand ones, or you can get the Dollar Tree ones as well. I think there's probably 35 in the Dollar Tree ones, but whichever ones you want, I say get those. And the next thing I grabbed, this is a mop head. These are 100% cotton mop heads. I like these because I can improvise and use these strings. They make great oil lamps. If you're gonna reuse your oil after cooking in it, or if you have oil that's gone rancid, you can make an oil lamp, and this can be your wick, and they work really good for that. So not only can you wash the floor, they are definitely double duty. You can trim off little pieces and make oil lamps with them. I like that. I love things I can use multi-purpose, and I always try, when I look at things in the store, I'm like, what can I use that for? And what else can I use that for? Because there's got to be another reason to buy it. I'm always like, what else can I do with that? So when it's multi-purpose, you don't have to have quite so many different items in your pantry as well. So you can have less things that do more things. And I love that. So, and that is really inexpensive for wicks. You can't buy wicks that cheap if you were going to buy a wick to make an oil lantern. The next thing I grabbed is organic coconut flour. These are just small bags, but they are wonderful. I found that if you just mix half the coconut flour and half regular flour, it cuts way down on all those carbs, and it works just as good. It's delicious. You can't tell it's coconut flour. It works really well. So if you're looking to cut carbs, that's a great way to go. If you use just the coconut flour, you do have to adjust your recipes though. So I like to mix it with regular flour, and then it can, you know, I can use it the same exact way. The next thing I grabbed is coconut flakes. We love to have coconut flakes. So many different things you can make with these. Toasted coconut, all kinds of stuff. You can put them in your cakes. You can put them on all kinds of stuff. They're great in granola. Lots of good things to do with coconuts. So we like to keep a good stash of those in the pantry. And these are non-GMO. And they're sweetened, and they're the little fancy flakes. But we really like them, and they are working out great for us. Let's see. And then I found they had a new style. Well, they're pretty similar to the old ones. These ones are black. I got a knee and an ankle support or wrist support. And making sure we've got plenty of this stuff in our first aid supplies is important. These are small, but they are going to work for just about any size hand. They're super easy to use, and I love that. I've got pretty average hands, I think, but they're kind of chubby, but that's okay. But they help support that wrist where you need it, keep your hand if you have an injury, anything like that. Also, the knee supports, these just slide right on. So we love to keep plenty of these in the pantry and make sure we've got them in our first aid supplies. And our pantry is not just food, it is emergency supplies, it's oral care, hair care, everything is in the pantry. All the extra stuff is in there. And then I've never seen these at Dollar Tree before, but they had little salt and vinegar peanuts. I've never seen salt and vinegar peanuts ever. I do buy salt and vinegar almonds, but they're super expensive. And $1.25, I thought I would give these a try. We love Planters nuts anyway, so having nuts are great to have in your pantry. They are super good for you, so many good nutrients, and get the ones you like, definitely. They had plain and the salt and vinegar, and they have over a year on the shelf life. And the next thing I grabbed is more salt, because you cannot have too much salt. There are so many uses for salt. It's another one of those multi-purpose items. You can use it for 100 different things. I think you should have tons of salt in your pantry. And I just got the extra fine pink salt, a whole pound for $1.25 is really a super good deal. These bags, the size at Walmart, are well over $4 a pound. So I love to grab it at the Dollar Tree because it's all salt. And pink salt is pink salt to me. I have not found one that's better than the other. And the next thing I grabbed is these Millie's Sipping Broth Delight Faux. These are actually really pretty good. We tried some of these. Wonderful to have some broth to sip on when you're not feeling well. In the pantry, all you got to do is add water to these. The ingredients aren't horrible at all. They're pretty good. It looks to be pretty clean. Mostly, but they really taste good and great to have. All you need is water for them, and you can have like a hot cup of broth when you're sick. That always helps. Nature's penicillin right there. Let's see, and then I got 2 rolls of the rolled gauze. That first aid kit is so important. If you've got to take care of all of your stuff yourself, you want to make sure you have enough of your first aid items. So I grabbed 2 of those, and I have a lot of gauze pads, but I don't have a ton of gauze rolls. So I wanted to boost that up. So I grabbed 2, and I will probably grab 2 more next time if they still have them. And the next thing I grabbed is Chunk Light Tuna, the Bumblebee. I like the albacore tuna when they sell that there, but they haven't had it in quite a while. And so I haven't bought tuna in a while, but this is $1.25 a can is not a bad deal. You might be able to get the Walmart one a little bit cheaper right now. Still, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it recently, but this is not bad for your Bumblebee tuna. $1.25. It's protein, and tuna, again, you can make so many different meals out of it. You do sandwiches, casseroles. I've added it to seafood chowders before. You can just add it to all kinds of things, which we really, really love. The more things we can do with it, the better we like it. And then I grabbed just a tube of baking soda and peroxide toothpaste. We want to make sure we're keeping our teeth super clean and healthy, and so we don't need to go to the dentist in an emergency situation. Teeth can be a huge problem, infections, all that. We want to make sure we're keeping them good and clean. And if we can't get to the dentist, if we're taking care of them, we should be pretty good for a while. Stuff always happens though, so gotta be prepared for everything. The next thing I grabbed is 3 extra toothbrushes. We just want to make sure that the toothbrush bin is completely full. They are not going to go bad ever and ever. They're never going to go bad. So we just keep these in one of these containers over here. And we keep it chocked right full of just toothbrushes. We have 6 people in our house, so I like to keep lots of extra. But even if you had one of the smaller containers, or you can mix it and put all your oral care in there. If it's just 1 or 2 people, I would put everything in one container. But we like to keep full containers of everything. 6 people, we go through it fast anyway. The next thing I grabbed is the Rotel. These are $1.39 at Walmart, which is the cheapest, and they're over $1.50 at our local Hannaford store. And that's it for our 3 stores around here, unless I want to drive an hour to go down to the city. But so we do most of our shopping up here once a month. We do go down and go to BJ's and things like that. But this is the best deal for Rotel that I have found, $1.25 a can. So just keep stacking them in the pantry. You can use them for so many different things. And then I grabbed 1 can of the pineapple tidbits. That's all they had, was 1 can. So I grabbed it, and we love having pineapple in the can on the shelf because again, so many different recipes. You can make so many things. I mean, you can eat it out of the can. You can make desserts, meals, everything. It's great. I love pineapple. And then I grabbed 2 of the Hungry Jacks. These are great because they do not have any oil in them, so they are going to last long term if you repackage them. Like this, they will not last long term because there's air and air can get in here. They're not really sealed up that tight, but they will definitely, I put them in mason jars because that's what I like to do. We just keep stacking them, and when I have enough, I'll fill a couple half-gallon mason jars and vacuum seal them, or you can put oxygen absorbers in them. You can put them in Mylar bags, however you want to store them. You just want to get them into cool, dark, dry, and airtight, and they will last for years, and 10, 15, 20 years probably. There's nothing else in here but potatoes, and that's what I like about those. Oh! And then, of course, I grabbed some matches. You cannot have too many matches in your stash. Matches are key to survival. You are going to need to light fires in an emergency situation, whether to get light, get heat, cook, warm up water, all sorts of stuff. You want to have matches or lighters. Lighters will go bad over time. Your matches are going to be fine as long as you're keeping them super dry. I've never had matches go bad unless they got really wet, and then they won't work. So we like to keep a lot, and we keep them stored up in the containers. And then I grabbed a 8-ounce bottle of witch hazel. $1.25 isn't bad for witch hazel. And these are great to have. It's a wonderful astringent and cleaner. So we like to keep this on hand so we can make some of our own products, and we don't have to buy them. It saves us a ton of money by making what we can. And then I love little jarred candles, and I love that this is a mason jar because when I'm done burning this candle, I can cook with this, I can get light with it, I can get a little bit of heat with it, and then when I'm done with it, I've got a mason jar to can in. You can put your little caramelized onions in here, jams in here, anything like that. We just make sure when they go out and the wax is still hot, we just dump that wax out into a container and I save it. Yes, I'm that cheap. And I save that little bit of extra hot wax, and we use it for other things, to make fire starters, to make more candles, anything like that. You know, no sense to waste it at all. And then while that jar is still hot, I just I dump out the wax, take a paper towel and wipe it out really good with a paper towel. And then I could put this through the dishwasher or whatever, and it's going to come out nice and clean and ready to use for canning, which is wonderful. And it says Mason right on the jar. I've canned all kinds of stuff, pressure canned in them. water bath canned in them, and the regular lids fit right on there, which is great. And you can save this lid to put on jars that you're getting in and out of. So you have a one-piece lid also. And then I grabbed a box of the lasagna. I really like their Columbia lasagna. It's really good, and the price is wonderful. This is a 12-ounce package, just like your grocery store is going to be. I haven't seen them in 16 ounces in a couple of years, but this is, it's really good pasta. We like it, and we just add it to the pantry. That's a big savings. Our local grocery stores, I can't get pasta noodles for under $1.62 a package. So might as well buy it there because I'm saving. And their regular pastas are 20-ounce boxes instead of 16. So you are getting a bit more in your boxes than you would at your local grocery store. So, you know, definitely watch your prices. And if you have a specific brand, then obviously buy that brand. But I try to go with one that we like. And it doesn't have to be particular. I'm not real brand fussy on most things. And the last thing I grabbed were these two moisture absorbers. We absolutely love these for our pantry, gun cabinet, where you store your ammo, anywhere you want to keep bone dry. You can see the water fill right up in here. I love that. You know it's working. We've been using these for years, and we just love these. I like to keep a big stash of these in our pantry. When we need them, we can just pop them open and put them to work for us, and then we're making sure we're keeping everything good and dry. We never get any rusty cans or anything like that in our pantry. I like to make sure that everything is nice, cool, dark, dry, and airtight is important. So we love these in our pantry. And that is it for my haul. We got the best we could today. I was really happy to find these extra containers because they are so nice for storage. I love that you can see through them. You can fit a lot of stuff in them, and they stack excellent. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye! Keep that pantry full!